at the field going,
By the way, while Mike has been just blathering on here, the tape has in fact started on the Turd Sandwich Cafe.
Mike
And it's just one pile of what after another. And I'm just making that announcement to all of our millions of listeners across the world, heavily concentrated apparently in the Philippines. Why do we have 1 million listeners in the Philippines? I don't understand what's going on, But anyway.
Well, if you smell.
Anyway, it's a.
Case is cooking.
Yeah, Anyway, I was wondering.
I don't know where they came from. It's weird.
About that I won't even repeat any of the news. All of it makes me want to throw up. And the hot weather is generating some, some difficulties across the country. I haven't seen the death count, but I'll bet it's pretty high. So.
And not only that, I have family that work out in this shit, and I can never understand.
Oh,
and I do know that some of them now are planning their days around where the air conditioning is in the building they're working on.
Well, I heard that. Yeah, come on.
But you kind of have to save your body. You can't. You're talking about these guys getting up at 3:00 in the morning and being at work at 4:30.
Yes, right.
So they can get the hell out of there by 11 or noon. They can go home as the peak starts to rise. Because between noon and 3, almost every day, this last 3 days, John can tell you, it's been in the 90s, like close to 100 degrees. It feels like it's 105. Today, it's supposed to give us a little bit of respite. We may see some storms later on this evening, but we're not supposed to get to 90 today. We may be
88
close to that, like 88 or whatever.
88, yeah.
Well, that's what I hear. That's what I'm hearing.
So I think, it's a slight reprieve. Okay, looks like it's going to go above 90. I think tomorrow, or the next day, but it's not going to. It's only like 91 or something instead of like 98, 99 type of thing.
Yeah.
102,
POTUS
whatever.
had a pretty good line. POTUS had a pretty good line when the temperatures went up to 90. He said, "I guess 81 isn't such a bad number now, is it?"
Oh, he did. That's good. I like that one.
Yeah, it was funny. It was very funny. Joe's the.
I think he should use the entire debate.
I just got off the phone with my younger brother.
Oh yeah.
And oh my God, we're all gonna die. Doesn't matter who's president.
Yes, right.
He believes that Bernie got completely fucked by the Democrats, and he might be right. Everybody is entitled
of course he
to
did.
their own opinion. I don't get mad at my brother. I listen to him because he's one of the most entertaining guys.
I agree with your brother on that, but that doesn't. But I'm not surprised by it. See, I agree with your brother about that, but don't. I promise you that never surprised Bernie Sanders. Okay,
No,
I promise you
that
he knows that billionaires run, most of the finances of the Democratic Party, and they don't like him. He knows that. Okay, so that's and.
What do you think about my backdrop, John? You haven't commented on my backdrop.
I can't even tell what it is. It looks like the coast of China.
There, it's just drywall.
Is that the South China Sea there over your left shoulder? I don't know. Yeah. Okay.
No, it's an undisclosed location.
I don't know. Undisclosed location. Okay. Are you actually in Culpeper by any chance?
No.
Okay.
No, not till Friday.
Okay.
Nope.
All right.
Not till Friday, and we are attempting to hire a crew, so we'll see.
Well, good luck. You'll have to probably, there's a lot of people.
I think what's going to happen is.
Yeah.
Well, I think what's going to happen is, ideally, we'll have the U-Haul loaded.
Yeah.
And be able to head down Saturday morning reasonably early, and what we'll do is take the U-Haul and I will follow her behind in the car because we only have one car now. We sold the other one. So
yes,
and part of it was to just kind of make sure that we have enough to. This transition is going to be tough. Probably sometime this week, this computer will go down into its parts and stuffed into some boxes and moved. Very much like everything else in this house, everything we can carry down there with the initial move, because I'm on the side of this is going to take more than one move.
Well, you mean you may have a couple of loads you have to move down?
Yeah, well, there's a very real possibility that we may actually decide that we're going to leave our computers and our TV and just stuff alone until we have to absolutely go. So we may come back up on Saturday and we'll be exhausted, but at least we'll be in our home and there'll still be some things we can do.
Yeah.
And if anything's left over, we can mark it and see where we're going to go with that. Let me get off of that personal stuff. And just, Willie Mays was born in Alabama in 1931. Think about that for a second. And then the New York Giants bought his contract out of the Negro League in 1950 to bring him in as the starting center fielder. And one of the things he really, really, I think, was the blueprint for was the over-the-head catch. The Say kid.
Oh, yeah.
Some of those catches, if you go back and look at some of the catches he made in center field, I think there's some things that younger guys could learn from that, is what I'm saying. Is he was always able to, with his speed, he was always able to track down the baseball. If he could get up and get running, he could catch it over his head. And not only that, he had blazing speed, stole a lot of bases, and it's not like he has a record in home runs. The thing is he was just good at everything on the field. That game, baseball, has got to be, even in a certain extent, more frustrating than golf. Because, you can work your ass off, change your batting stance, and think, okay, well, this is going to work. And then when it doesn't, it's just, you got to go, you got to shift. If you get the, they call it the yips or whatever, like
and
Joey Gallo, who plays for the Nationals.
You can't make a 10-foot putt anymore.
Well, Gallo,
I know, that's the yips.
This guy is a guy that went to school. He went to high school with with Bryce Harper in Vegas, and he comes out of that. He's a really, really good first baseman, but good God, is he ever a streaky hitter? He's just, and I wanted to talk a little bit, speaking of baseball, John, did you see the kid Hurt that plays for the Nationals? The kid they brought up? Oh, man. He looks like he's 12. He does.
Oh, really?
Man, I have not seen a kid like that with an overhand he's left-handed, but he throws the ball like you'll see, what's his name? Patrick Corbin throws the ball kind of like this. Okay? Yeah. It's like a sweeping motion like that.
Yeah,
this kid throws the ball over the top as a left-hander. And
is he a pitcher?
Exceptionally well.
He's a pitcher?
Oh, yeah. He's a young pitcher for the Nats. And his debut, he struck out 12. 12, which is close to Steven Strasburg type numbers. It's exciting, but we have to keep in mind he's still a kid. We have to keep in mind that trade deadline's not here yet. There's a lot of talk about the Nationals moving somebody like Meneses or Thomas, trading them to get better bullpen help. I don't know if that's going to happen. I have no idea, because J.D. Davis just re-signed with the New York Yankees. And the Yankees got a lot of injuries, man. I mean, not as many as the Dodgers. The Dodgers are screwed. They're like three guys that are key guys that are out. I say that, but I say that with a little grain of salt, because the reality is the Dodgers are never screwed, because they have one of the best minor league systems ever developed. Washington has been trying to get to that level. Philly has that too. Right now, I don't know if Trey Turner is on the field for the Phillies. I have to check that. I know he got injured. I don't know for how long. So, and we missed him. Honestly, Trey was an exciting ball player, and I was so happy that he got his money. We traded him to the Dodgers. The Dodgers weren't willing to give him a bunch of money. The Phillies were. He came back to the East Coast, signed his contract with the Phillies, and he's very happy. So good for him.
I just had a baseball movie play out in my mind as you were describing this.
Oh, no.
Yes, I did.
Oh, no.
In my movie, an aging, slugger, whatever, has gotten an injury in a critical game in the World Series, but it's his turn at bat, and he goes out to bat with a crutch because he can't run. And he gets stands there, and the only thing he can possibly do is hit a home run, okay? Because he's going to have to hobble around the bases on his crutch. And it all happens, and it plays out. And it's just a magnificent movie of this guy who ends up going around all the 4 bases on his crutches after whacking it out of the park. Okay? Sorry.
I just slammed my head off the table a couple times. I really did. It was the most. In the history of high school, semi-pro, college, no one ever has come to the plate with a goddamn crutch. What the fuck is wrong with you, Case?
I think when I look at the guy who came, he looked like Robert Redford. I don't know, but
I would throw the ball if I was a pitcher now. I saw a guy with a crutch. I'd feel sorry for him. I'd take the pitch and go here and just barely hit him in the shoulder. Just kind of let it loop up in the throw like a 51 mile an hour ball. Just
would the umpire actually
have it hit him and just let him take his base?
Could the umpire just disqualify him?
The complications. Suppose that same batter gets angry and uses that crutch for ill-gotten gains.
Yeah, well, of course. A weapon. Well, the bat is enough of a weapon. Okay, come on. Yeah, so, right. Anyway, but okay. I just had that movie. I thought it might be a tearjerker. I don't know. So, but
it's
Casey at the bat.
The title of this episode will be Turd Sandwiches and Crutches. That's
right.
What you should.
Let me just say right away that in honor of Willie Mays, that the Café will not be serving, a sandwich in his name. Okay.
No, we wouldn't do that.
No, we won't do that. We have plenty of other candidates for sandwich of the week that we could pick, but it won't be Willie Mays.
Well, I'm kind of a fan, and sometimes I look for some of these archive videos of old baseball games, and if you go back and look at some of the stuff he was able to do, man, what an amazing, just incredible physical specimen. And the racism, this young man, when he was younger, obviously he passed recently, I think it was like 5 days ago, something
93
like
years old, or 94, 93.
Yeah. He lived a long, fruitful life, and he was kind to his core. He never allowed the racism to change him into becoming angry. He was certainly frustrated and disappointed on several occasions, and probably a little bit pissed off. I'm playing, but I'm not allowed into that hotel. I'm not allowed into that restaurant.
Did you read Reggie Jackson's tribute?
Mm-hmm.
That's very powerful, and actually he documents some of the stuff that took place, against Willie. It's very.
He had a fascinating question. He had a comment a long time ago, and he was talking about, I'm from Alabama. You guys realize that, right?
What?
He said, man,
what?
He goes, he said I was born in Alabama, but boy, oh boy, man, and we had to learn to tolerate that shit. But Good gracious! My expectations were the North would be better than that, and they're not.
Oh, yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Especially
Boston. Think about that for a minute. I mean, Boston,
right.
pretty racist city for a long time.
Very segregated, and it blew up in their face.
Yeah. But the other thing too is, it just seemed like he was just one of those guys, not just a baseball player, but as a human being, his goals were to rise above all that crap.
I was you mentioned clips, and I saw on YouTube a clip of him getting the Medal of Freedom from President Obama, and that was touching. It really was. Yes,
really spectacular. Yeah. I mean, Megan Rapinoe, same thing in soccer. She's retired, but she's such a great advocate for LGBTQ I think it's A1 plus, but just LGBTQ plus folks. She's been a terrific advocate from the very beginning, and I just give Megan Rapinoe a lot of credit for going where a lot of other females have been afraid to tread. And you see, I mean, I watched the Indiana Fever against the Chicago team in the WNBA, and the two girls, one playing on Chicago, one playing on the Indiana Fever. Caitlin Clark, of course, is on the Indiana Fever. She's a three-point shooter, and she's really famous. And then the young lady who played for LSU who beat her, and they've had this ongoing rivalry. But the reality is it's like the young lady from LSU who's played for Chicago now said, I don't hate Caitlin Clark. I have a contract. I am responsible to show up every day and play basketball. That's the same thing that Caitlin Clark is doing. And yes, we are fierce competitors on the court, and we will, in fact, beat the shit out of each other. That's not her words verbatim, but it's pretty damn close. She doesn't have time. That young lady doesn't have time to worry about Caitlin. She's got to go in the middle and get those damn rebounds. And that's hard to do.
Oh man. Yeah. That's right.
Indiana was
it's a muscle
by
job
15 points
usually.
In the third quarter, and I believe they lost the game. I think they lost. I'm
well,
pretty sure. I don't know. I'll have to go back and check. I have no idea.
So
there's so many. There's so many really good players. Like, look, man, Sue Bird. I don't know if you know this, is probably one of the greatest athletes of all time. And the reason why I say that is she had the same kind of physical and mental consistency that Tom Brady had in New England, and then Tampa Bay. But my point is that Sue Bird was just she was a total basketball player, setting up offenses, playing defense, working around screens, getting pick and rolls, getting to the basket fast, setting up her offense. That's kind of where Caitlin Clark is. She's in that same vein. She's a little bit bigger, and she can hit a three from a mile away, but not consistently right now. She's getting better. But people have to remember she's a rookie, and this is why I say I am very pleased with who the Washington Commanders drafted at quarterback. And the reason why I say that, and a very big reason why I say that, is they asked Caleb, they said, how does it feel to be the great franchise quarterback savior of the Washington Commanders? He goes, I'm not the quarterback. I'm just a rookie. I'm not starting yet. What are you saying? I loved it. I was like, the kid's right, because he doesn't have his family on the practice field. He doesn't bring his girlfriend to the practice facilities. He shows up early and he leaves late. And he hangs out with all the guys. He gets to know them. And that's part of team chemistry. And if you don't understand that, you don't understand organized sports. Get your shit together.
Oh, okay, man. When I join the NFL, I'm going to pay attention to those rules.
Oh man, just the hilarity of that. John, you're like, it's like you're one of those young guys who talked himself into going out and trying out for the team.
Yep.
And then the first time you knocked on your ass, you're like, fuck this, I'm leaving.
I'm going to the hospital first. I'll see you later.
I gotta go get a brain check. That's what I need. I need a brain check before. Now,
don't let them check your brain. No, don't let them do that. Once they do that, they're going to put that little plant in there, and then
Oh man, I'm going to be like, you are not allowed to reduce the resin that's in this. There's a lot of stuff in there, man. And let me tell you, you better leave my THC in my system. Leave it alone.
Yeah.
There's no telling what would happen if you tried to drain
Roto-Rooter, we're going to clean it all out.
No.
All that bad stuff. You feel so much better.
I am glad, John. Thank you for doing the show this morning. I had to have a little outlet here. It's
right.
This is easily, I would admit to anyone out there, the hardest thing we've ever done. And there's multiple reasons for it. It's not just, oh shit, you got to move all your stuff. There's a lot of layers to it. There's a lot of emotion. I want to be able to have some folks over and have a final, goodbye party, but we can't. I don't know that we can even do that.
Right.
We will have to see. There's a possibility we could do that, but I don't know.
Well, you could have a potluck, type of thing. That why not? I think that's what's going to happen with Bill's, our friend Bill O'Meara's celebration of life. I guess that's what Rooster's calling it on August the 11th at Folly. So we're going to basically have a potluck and whatever.
Man, we gotta come up then for that. If we're living in Culpeper.
Well, Lisa Lafferty is going to sing, I'm told. So that'll be good.
If the house doesn't sell by then, we'll have a place to stay.
Well, yeah, that's right. You will. Anyway.
So there's that. So
I don't know what's going to happen. My son may end up moving into our Caboose for a while because they were trying to clear that 190 Taylor Street out. He's got a car now. That's good. So
he does have a car. That's great.
Yeah, he got that, and I may end up with. I know. I got to go down and get. I got to get him to. We ended up selling an old Volvo to Bill, and of course now it's.
Yeah. I think I remember you saying that.
Ben's old Volvo. So we got to go pick that. I got to go get that re-registered and. I guess we'll take it back. I guess and do something with it.
Well, we had a situation where we extended the tags on our cars for 2 years, and then we turned around and said, "Well, that's lost money because we just sold the car because there needs to be some financing behind hiring some good labor on Friday, and we have a crew of 2. We believe that'll be here, and then some other folks have volunteered here at the last minute to help out.
Right.
So,
well,
with a great
I hope the housing market could just stay strong for another 3 or 4 months. The winds, the resistance to. I mean, a lot depends on whether they can lower rates. I don't know whether that's going to be possible before the election. Probably not, actually. But we'll see.
More than likely not. But the newer houses don't move as fast as older houses, and that's one thing that's in our favor right now. But I don't know if that's going to happen with this. We'll see.
It's just that the interest rates are high enough now that. They're going to stop some buyers. You're going to have a sizable deposit. You're going to have sizable deposit or FHA kind of coverage to be able to even come close pretty soon. For
God's sakes, I just found out there's now 15-year car loans.
I don't understand. Yeah, really, the whole concept doesn't make any sense to me. You'll never own the car.
It's very popular. It's way too long to try to.
It sounds like
car.
Sounds like just the finance industry just finding endless ways to just keep cash moving into Wall Street. I mean, 10-year, 15-year car loan. Are you kidding me? I mean, 3/4 of those cars can't possibly make the distance and be worth anything.
No.
So,
no.
$100.
We know it's the biggest scam in American history to buy a new car and sell it yourself after it's paid off because you ain't making shit back. As they say, when you drive off the lot, it's already plummeted in value by $2,500.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, instant depreciation, right? So
right. That way, and there in that market too. There's a lot of folks buying used vehicles that have been fixed up, right? Reclaimed, and they feel more comfortable paying that amount, and I don't blame them because this greedflation is affecting everything. I mean, it's really just a level of people where they kind of go into a back room and it's like you and me, John, working for the company. I'm like, hey, listen.
Yeah.
I just saw an engineering drawing. We're going to reduce the size of our product and what we're selling. The packaging is going to be fucking brilliant. So once we get that done, we're just going to charge the same or more. We're actually going to mass produce it for 40% less.
Yes,
so we get that 40%, and we get the greedflation.
Well, the inflationary thing is, well, it's a big part of it is just is monopolization. Okay, monopoly, what they call monopoly pricing power, right? If you have very few competitors, then the big firms have the ability to resist any increase in costs that come to them. They just pass it along, okay? And they can because there's no other place to buy the stuff, okay? I mean, and especially if you're selling necessities of life or more or less needed things, well, okay, people are going to buy it anyway at the higher price. And, so, yeah. So monopoly, that's the problem. The other problem is too much freaking warfare.
In a lot of different industries, it's monopolization. It's look, if you don't believe in monopolization, come up with one of the most brilliant ideas in business that you could sell. You can sell stuff online. Put it online, establish your website presence, build all the things, the bells and whistles, and then be approached by Amazon or Google to buy your ass out because that's what happens every freaking time. I'm for small business. I'm for gobbling up small businesses.
In 1972, the labor share of national income, what's paid out in wages and salaries, was 64%. You know what it is now?
I don't even want to
57. 57.
Ugh.
And that's straight over 2 decades of decline. 3, 4, 70, 4 decades of either flat or decline. And where's the money going? It's going onto Wall Street. That's where it's going, so.
Right. Well, it's easy to calculate. It's easy to calculate wage increases as we see, but one of the things that people don't talk enough about is, sure, you can raise my wages. However, if they keep raising prices, I'm still
you're still behind. Okay. I know. You walk into the grocery store and look at the meat counter and you say, oh, Jesus Christ,
Yeah, it's basically chicken only for us, and whatever is on sale is pork.
Try to get out of McDonald's for under $15. Really.
What's that?
Try to get out of McDonald's for under $15.
Oh no, yeah, that's why they've been in trouble. They've been in trouble, and them and Burger King are actually, and a few others like Taco Bell, and are going back to their value menu.
Wendy's
in July.
They're going.
Yeah,
say that again.
Going to do the same thing. They're all going to start going back to their value menus. They're all going to start, think there are going to be certain items that they're going to sell for less because they know this shit is too expensive. They understand that. It's not like they're stupid. And they look at the numbers, and the numbers really haven't gone. We're a fast food nation. There are people that you and I know that do not go grocery shopping. Grocery shopping to them is stopping by the drive-through window. And I have, for a certain extent, I just can't see that being your regular diet every day.
Well, it'll kill you.
Mm-hmm. Fast, too. Really
Fast
quick.
food. Take a trip to the graveyard down the pasture road.
There are people, I admire some of the folks that are now coming into the restaurant industry because they do local sourcing. There's a couple, we had a great restaurant chain that shut down in Michigan, unfortunately, because of the pandemic. But once it started, I told you about it, called Moo Cluck Moo.
Yeah.
And it was a really advanced kind of thinking. They didn't mind bringing in people who had a record because they felt like that was good for them to come in and train. They'd be in training, and their training wage was $15 an hour. And then when they were hired, it was $18.50. Everyone in the store, the same wages. And it was smart because people were, able to transition from a very difficult life into a much better, prosperous one. And I just thought that's really, really kind of where we are with the heart of things, isn't it?
Well,
I don't know that, and a lot of times we're all guilty. A lot of times of like going back to our own silos and being comfortable with what we believe and thinking that assumption is that everybody should believe the same thing. Horse shit. That's bullshit. Nobody believes the same thing. They believe a lot of the same stuff. It's not identical.
I have a possible new menu item for the Turd Sandwich Cafe I'd like to raise. Now
I'm excited.
That, for example, I'm calling it the blood sport menu in a way. So, who do you hate? And then you tell us who you hate, and we serve you up, a sandwich or a plate in which it'll be set up to look like the person you hate, and we're going to give you a weapon with which to stab. And you can take it out on your sandwich and act like you're eating your enemy's children,
Our cafe is rare, in which we have a 3D printer that actually prints all of our food. There's right now, while we're saying that, there's somebody listening, making a note going, that's a fucking good idea. Hold on, let me...
Sometimes our restaurant is cleared out by mass murder. There's too many people in the thing. The cook serves up a blood sport menu, and everybody hacks each other to death.
No bump stock, whatever.
Well, this is a metaphor for the growing meanness of U.S. politics. And so, leaving that aside, we'll just...
Cruelty is the point, John. Cruelty is the point. Yeah.
I was reading Trump's Truth Social this morning, just to, wake me up. And I won't repeat any of it. It's not worth it. Just so weird that where we're at in the country. I don't know. Just weird. I don't think anybody in the 60s could have possibly imagined that it would get this bad.
Nope, I never did. Never did. John, I got to go.
Me too. I'm sorry. I didn't
all
mean
right,
to...
buddy.
Take care.
No. Hey, thank you all. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. All the folks that are driving cars, all the folks that are in their offices listening, at home, or in the air, or on the sea. Thank you guys so much for coming to the very, very last stop on the internet because, we're in the bottom. So,
yeah, right. All right.
But maybe not in like Puerto Rico or something, I think.
Hey, all you hotheads out there, cool off, okay? Take care.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
See ya.